Welcome to Brilliant Talks, the series that uncovers the innovations and insights that empower people with hearing loss to live brilliantly. In this episode, we'll be talking about hearing health and the importance of mental well-being. Joining me in the studio today, we have Erin and we have Humayun. You're both working at Signet. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Humayun, what does hearing mean for your well-being?
I think it's very, very important because it affects actually your life, your surroundings, and so on. Meaning, if you don't hear well or you don't address it early enough, what would happen is you'd be detached from your lifestyle, your family, your surroundings, you become isolated and you cannot really contribute or even go into some depression that can happen. I can give you an example. Imagine go one day, put cotton balls in your ears and go to your daily routine. What will you feel? Then you feel like, uh-oh, I don't hear over there, somebody called me, the TV is I don't understand, you're watching the news, and then at the end, what happens is like, you stop doing this. That means you change your lifestyle for the worse.
And Erin, what do you think hearing means for our well-being?
You know, when you are cut off from the world because you're not feeling confident, you're not feeling connected to the people you care about, you're not feeling connected to your environment and feeling safe. If you withdraw from all of that, then you're also losing stimulation in your brain, right? You're not seeing, you're not doing, you're not hearing and interacting. And all of that loss of stimulation of your brain has an impact on your mental health as well.
Mm-hmm. What happens to your body physically when you have a hearing loss?
If you don't address it early enough or you let it, go on and you don't get the stimuli that you used to get, some studies suggest that actually it would increase the risk of getting or having dementia or earlier stages of dementia. Because what we know is, in general, is when you're active or doing things, you're learning things or listening to things or watching TV and so on, your brain, or listening to music, your brain is always stimulated. And you should not stop stimulating your brain. And if you have a hearing loss and you don't compensate for it, this is actually what happens is you go outside of your life, of your social environment, which indirectly means you're less active, brain-wise active, or doing things that you used to do.
Mm. So which kind of impact does it have on a family, Erin, would you say?
Well, if you let your hearing loss go and you don't reach out and look for solutions, then you might start settling into a pattern in your family where somebody's pulling back and maybe other people are not on purpose, but starting to leave them out a little bit or starting to avoid pulling that person into situations that they previously enjoyed, but that they seem like they're struggling in now. So it kind of creates a little bit of a cycle that reinforces itself. Somebody starts to pull away and then maybe, they end up keep pulling away.
Do people know that they need to react very quickly?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's getting better. I believe it's getting better. Usually what happens is if somebody has a hearing impairment, I believe the first thing they do is try to hide it. Until it gets worse, and then people around start to notice it. So you talk less to that person, the other one is not attending maybe some family gatherings anymore, or finding some excuses not to be in the social, events or social activities that they used to do. Mm. So in that way, then you delay seeking even problems, unless what happens, or hopefully what happens, is you have family members or friends that try to push you into that direction. They said, maybe, you should seek, to solve your problem, get hearing aids, try it out, and so on. And this is not actually something that you should be ashamed of.
Would you say that hearing is an overlooked sense?
Well, I do think sometimes that, until people understand that they're having trouble with it, they do kind of take it for granted. Because what happens for people when they lose their hearing is it's not that they lose all of their hearing. They very often feel that I can still hear, I just can't understand, or I'm just not hearing everything. And so they will push it and they will wait to get hearing aids because they think, oh, it's not bad enough yet. I can still hear, just sometimes I have trouble. But then what happens is if they don't get hearing aids, as soon as they're noticing trouble, if they keep pushing and pushing and pushing, then their auditory system is not getting the stimulation that it's used to getting. And the pathways in the auditory system can start to weaken in a way, kind of like a muscle that you're not using. And so when they do finally decide, okay, I'm struggling so much, I'm ready for hearing aids, it can be even harder for them to then get used to wearing the hearing aid again and suddenly getting all that stimulation on a pathway that hasn't been used to it.
When should you get some help? I mean, when do you need to react?
Well, I think from the moment there's any question, or even before, just get your hearing checked. Just know what your hearing looks like. And if it still looks good, great. You've got a good baseline. And then, as soon as you're wondering, am I missing some things? Or your family or your friends are telling you that, it seems like I'm not sure you're always hearing as well as you should. Go get it tested again. Just see what it looks like. Start talking about options. You don't have to make any decisions immediately, but just stay on top of it, get it checked, and then you can react when you need to.